Володимира Вікторовича. Я хотів би, зважаючи на те, що є у нас закордонні наші гості, звернутися до них і звернутися на мові міжнародного спілкування, аби бути впевненим в тому, що я буду правильно почутим. Українську версію цього звернення ви отримали на Viber тільки що групу Горсовет. Dear OBSЄ representatives, I would like to describe you the situation in Запоріжжя. The city of Запоріжжя today is like one big factory, and the wheel of this power is in the hands of one person, Рінат Ахметов. He is the man who handed over the Donbass to the invaders, and now he took up Запоріжжя. Therefore, our fraction raises the alarm and hereby requests you, dear OBSЄ representatives, to pay attention to the current situation. At the moment, the city is ruled by Ahmedov's people. They are the directors of municipal institutions, the heads of key departments of the city council, deputies of mayor and the mayor himself. All these people are former employees of the Запоріжжя plant and other companies owned by Mr. Ahmedov. There are some examples of their activities. Now the city authorities are actively replacing the heads of educational institutions with those people who are loyal to opposition bloc. In addition, out of the 64 deputies of Запоріжжя City Council, 35 are the representatives of the opposition bloc party and their satellites, former party of regions, a party of former criminal power which plundered Ukrainians and led the country to the war. The leader of the cell of the opposition bloc in Запоріжжя region is a deputy of the Donetsk region council, the very council that supported terrorists and gave the Donbass to terrorists. Thus, all the processes in the city are concentrated in the hands of Rina Akhmetov's managers. Today, the representatives of the opposition bloc continue to loot the citizens of Запоріжжя brazenly. Namely, the officials, without any competitive procedures, allocated 200 million hryvnias of the community. Tenders are unreasonably won by the companies with the most expensive proposals, just because they work in the interests of the city executive branch and the opposition bloc. In general, the city budget is implemented through companies affiliated with Запоріжжя and city executive authorities. It's also planned to transfer Запоріжжя houses to the companies that will finance the opposition bloc, and it was realized through a pseudo-contest with discriminatory rules violating anti-monopoly laws. The pseudo-competition itself was held on Sunday evening without any representatives of the community and secretly from the deputies. I also want to emphasize that the city authorities openly ignore the activities of the deputies of democratic fractions in the city council. The decisions taken at the meeting of deputy commissions are blocked or ignored. Ultimately, the decisions of all issues are taken by 5-10 people who can be even outside the building of the city council. In addition, the deputies from democratic forces are not allowed to participate in the broadcast of TV channels which are controlled by the representatives of the former members of the party of regions. The representatives of the opposition bloc obviously act on the principle of the worst situation in the city and in the state is, the better is it is for their party. That is why they don't want to use the opportunities provided by decentralization reform. Namely, in 3 years, the city budget grew 2.5 times. In spite of this fact, road repair works this year began only in the middle of the summer, and the money allocated to construction and repairs has been currently used only by 15%. Today, the towns are deprived to freedom of speech. For example, a public organization placed on the billboards information about the ecological situation in the city. In a few days, the billboards with advertisement was cut off by a person who in 2016 received salary at the Zaporізької plant. Besides, in Zaporіжжя, the rights of the participants of anti-terrorist operation are violated. According to the law of Ukraine, communities have to provide land for the construction to our soldiers who protect us in the east with arms in their hands. While the land is not allocated to them, but allocated to deputies from the opposition bloc. All above mentioned can be considered a repetition of what was happening in the Donbass before 2014, where the actual owners of the region were not the inhabitants of the region, but the very people who today are eager to become the owners of Zaporіжжя and Запоріжжя region. This is a direct threat to the democracy and the security in the city and the region. Therefore, dear OSCE representatives, there is a struggle of democratic fraction, Солідарність, самопоміч, року, Батьківщина, against usurpation of power, against the followers of Yanukovych and Putin, and this is one struggle, this is our struggle for democracy, security, and place in our homes. It is our struggle for the European, peaceful, and democratic Ukraine. Thank you very much.